This week, we could find out the dates and venues for next year's Memphis in May Festival, but Tom Lee Park is no longer an option, at least for the World Championship Barbecue Cooking Contest, because organizers must find a new competition space.
Yeah, despite being on the river for decades, the festival was fined $1.4 million due to damage done to the newly renovated park from last May's festival, a fine the festival cannot afford.
But one historian argues the park and the festival go hand in hand, adding that separating the two could cost our region millions.
Yvonne Cooper now on how barbecue and Tom Lee Park go way back.
Thumbing through decades of history, most Memphians should know the heroic story of Tom Lee. On May 8, 1925, Lee, a native Memphian and Black river worker, saved dozens of people from a sinking riverboat in a small wooden rowboat he paddled back and forth from the shore.
He saved 32 lives, men, women, children.
Historian Wayne Dowdy says Lee represents the best of Memphis.
Yes. It was an incredible disaster that was mostly averted because of Tom Lee.
That story lives on here. 2 years after Lee's death in 1952, the city of Memphis renamed Astor Park after Tom Lee. By the 1970s, this was the focal point of one of the city's biggest celebrations. According to its website, the first Beale Street Music Festival launched in 1977. From then on, the park and the festival were nearly inseparable.
Memphis in May and Tom Lee Park were so entwined that you couldn't separate the two if you wanted to. As more people focus their attention on downtown, then Tom Lee Park becomes more important because it is a beautiful spot and is easily accessible.
By 1997, the number of attendees for Memphis in May grew to more than 165,000, selling out attendance for all 3 days. As the festival grew, so did the park.
One of the reasons why in the 90s they dredged it and made it bigger was for the Memphis in May Festival.
That was the park's first expansion by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Decades later, a $60 million renovation kicked the festival out of the historic place it's called home for years. In 2022, the festival was held at Liberty Park and the old Mid-South Fairgrounds. And this was the biggest decline in attendance in 2 decades, which affects tourism dollars. That was a concern for Memphis Mayor Jim Strickland.
I think Memphis in May is a valuable asset for our community. And, I very much insisted that they get back into Tom Lee Park this year.
Looking ahead to 2024, the park and the festival will part ways again, while Memphis in May struggles to pay a $1.4 million damage bill from the 2023 festival. Meanwhile, Memphis River Parks Partnership is now suing the nonprofit for that unpaid bill.
Who knows what the future will hold.
Reporting in Memphis, I'm Yvonne Cooper.
And it goes without saying that money is really tight for the festival right now. In fact, the group lost, get this, nearly $3.5 million during the 2023 festival.
CEO James Holt released a statement saying the festival will go on next year, but the organization is making some tough but necessary decisions.